and welcome to ISU's Alumni Town Hall Series. My name is Patty Bollinger, and I'm the president-elect of the ISU Alumni Board. Joining me today as co-host is Ryan Sargent. He's the executive director of the Alumni Relations and Advancement Communications program. How's that, Ryan?
Yeah, it's a mouthful of a title, that's for sure. So, well, hey, everyone, thank you for logging on. We're so excited to be able to learn more about ISU's honors program today. I wanted to quickly just give you an update of some important dates to keep on your calendar and some things that are happening with the alumni program at Idaho State. The first one is a week from tomorrow, Saturday, September 4th is our first football game. The alumni and fan tailgate will be held before the game, beginning at 11 o'clock. The Bengal walk with the team and the coaches will happen right then at 11 o'clock, and then we'll have a good time outside until about 12:30. Kickoff against North Dakota is at 1 p.m. on Saturday the 4th. And then, of course, we have homecoming coming up. On September 25th is the game versus Sac State. But we also have the homecoming parade at 9 o'clock, the alumni and fan tailgate beginning at 11 o'clock, and then, of course, kickoff at 1 o'clock. So we hope that you'll mark that on your calendar, as well as the annual Alumni Association Awards Dinner, which will be the night before, Friday night, the 24th. At 7 p.m. with a social hour starting at 6 p.m. We're going to honor some of the best and brightest Bengal alumni and really have a great time catching up with one another. So please mark that on your calendar. You can learn more about all of these events and other homecoming events at isu.edu/homecoming. So please check it out. It's going to be a great weekend, and we hope that you can make it. I also just quickly want to thank Bengal Nation for the support that you've lended to the scholarship campaign that President Satterley announced about 10 days ago. We have had an overwhelming response from Bengal alumni stepping up and participating in this effort to keep our best and brightest students here contributing at Idaho State. You can learn more about the scholarship campaign at isu.edu/scholarship campaign. I hope you can check it out. I think we're going to learn we're going to meet during this town hall a couple of our great students, and they are really wonderful, and they're the type of students that we have all throughout this campus. We want to give them the support that they need to be able to stay in college. So with that, quickly, I'll just mention, if you have any questions during the town hall, please throw them to me in the chat, and we'll get to those questions with any remaining time after the honors program presentation. But with that, Patty, thank you for giving me a couple minutes, and I'll kick it back to you.
So thanks so much, Ryan. There's a lot coming up, and there's just a lot going on campus. And one of the neat things that's going on our campus is the honors program, which I think up until now has been one of ISU's best kept secrets, partially because it's so new. But as you're going to hear about today, there are so many things that are going on with the program. We're excited to have two of the students, some of the leadership from the Honors Club, but we're going to start with Dr. Alex Bollinger. Dr. Bollinger is the professor of management in the College of Business, and he's also the interim director of the Honors program. So Alex, go ahead and take it.
Well, thank you. Sure, appreciate it. And thank you to the Alumni Association for having us on, and also for partnering with us on the Gratitude Challenge, which we're going to spend a little time talking about. If it's all right, I want to introduce the members of our team very quickly, and then we can kind of speak to some of these things a little bit. I'll kind of go from right to left on my screen, I guess, for lack of a better system. So we'll start with, to my right is Miriam Dance. Miriam is new to honors, but not new to ISU per se. She's an instructor coordinator in the honors program. And then next is Dawn Brooks, who's also an instructor coordinator and beloved member of our honors team. Lori Tapanilla, who is academic support and webmaster extraordinaire for the honors program. And the website that we're going to be referencing with the Gratitude Challenge, she's responsible for putting that together. So that's been fantastic. And then, as mentioned before, I want to mention or introduce two of our students, our honors students, who are also in the leadership of the UHP Club. So Caden Lee is the president of the University Honors Club, and he's, Caden, you're going to have to remind me, I should have asked again what your major was, but rather than butcher it, let me turn it to you.
Yeah, so I'm a third-year student studying biology with a biomedical science concentration and a Spanish minor.
Awesome, thank you. And then also Echo Ramey, who's our UHP vice president. Echo, do you want to introduce yourself?
Yep, so I'm also a third-year student. I'm studying elementary education with an endorsement in history and a minor in history.
Great, thank you. Well, so Don, if it's okay for me to put you on the spot for a moment, do you want to say just a little bit about a little bit about the history of the honors program and your involvement with it and some of the things that we do for the students here on campus?
Yes, so I think that I'd like to kind of clear up. Sometimes people think that the honors program is just for maybe an elite select group of students, and that's a misunderstanding. It's for students who want a more challenging and rigorous experience. They really want to maximize on that undergrad time to prepare themselves to become, very capable professionals or strong candidates for medical school, maybe just an enhanced leadership piece to becoming a person that's going right out into the working field as a professional. And so it's been interesting when I've gone into high schools and presented and explained it and brought students from the program that were from that high school, and people can see their development and growth, their goals and the results. They're like, oh, so many high school principals and instructors have let me know I'm really going to promote this program now. I misunderstood what it was about. And so I just want to clear that up. And the program has been around for close to 14 years, but it grew exponentially. I believe it was 6 years ago. It was increased to 100 students coming in each year. So we dramatically increased the number of students at that point. And I love this program. It's a very transformative program. It's amazing, the approach that the leadership, as you can see under Alex, how inclusive and developmental it is, even how he's working with his staff right now and including us in this presentation. I just feel like really high quality decency is modeled right for our students, but it helps, they can see themselves growing and becoming their better self is what it's really about.
That's great. And I was thinking about this. It's one of those things where what I've talked to so many faculty that they get a chance to meet honor students and then they're hooked. It's just so much fun. And Lori, I think, am I right that was kind of your experience, that you sort of got to know the honors program in part by when a student came to do a contract with you? Is that right?
Yeah, I used to be a lecturer in the geosciences department, and I had 2 students come through and contract one of my courses with me, and I really didn't know anything about the honors program before that. And so they came and did some really cool projects, and they were really fun to work with. Yeah, and I'd like to, if I can, just add a little bit to Dawn's explanation about the honors program. We also really focus a lot on preparing honor students for graduate school and doing research and moving up in their education. And a lot of them can get through the material pretty quick or graduate pretty quick because they come in with a bunch of college credits. And part of that transformative experience that Dawn is talking about is gaining those leadership and research and experience and going on to grad school and becoming very successful professionals.
Awesome, that's great. So Miriam, to get you into the conversation, I know one of the things that's a sort of a staple for honors is we put on some great events that really sort of generate a lot of energy and enthusiasm for students. And certainly there's one coming up that we can speak to of the Homecoming Rendezvous. But I just wanted to kind of get your thoughts on that.
So yeah, I'm happy to share information about the Homecoming Rendezvous, mostly because it's a brand new event for the honors program. And so we're hoping to see a lot of people join us at the event. It will be September 25th at 6 o'clock in the Student Union Ballroom, right after the homecoming game. We're inviting alumni and friends of the honors program to come with and get together with us and enjoy a relaxed evening. Along with hors d'oeuvres, there will be music provided by our honor students. There will be displays showing the impressive work and research that our students do. And we'll also have a special highlight on the Gratitude Challenge, where we'll be displaying videos that have been created through partnership with ISU Athletics. We really appreciate their support in this project. So yes, we hope to see everyone there.
That's great. Well, and you referenced those videos, and it just so happens that two of the stars of our first video are here. So the timing's great. So just to kind of give everyone a little bit of background on the Gratitude Challenge, and we're really grateful to the Alumni Association for partnering with us on this. The idea is, now that we have this opportunity to be back in person on campus, how do we sort of rebuild some of those connections, and how do we, facilitate some of the things that we sort of lost in the pandemic? And I want to credit my mom for the idea, because she pointed me to some research on how gratitude is one of the best ways that you can sort of foster social connections and also help for personal well-being. And what's interesting is it's not just receiving gratitude that's great, but actually as much or more of the benefit comes from writing letters and sending letters to people that you're grateful to, who've made a positive difference in your life. And so our goal with the Gratitude Challenge is during the month of September that the ISU community, students, alumni, faculty and staff, and friends of ISU write 400 letters of gratitude. And I appreciate that Amy put the link to our website where you can report on the letters and help us to kind of move toward that goal. And as part of that, like Miriam mentioned, we've been partnering with athletics to do some videos where students have a chance to talk about what they're grateful for. So Caden and Echo, at the risk of putting you guys on the spot, do you mind talking about maybe that experience, and then also maybe more broadly what kind of honors has meant to you?
Yeah, of course. That was an awesome opportunity we had to, the format of those videos is basically a discussion between two students, a student athlete and then an honors student, even though sometimes we get significant overlap within those two groups. And basically those videos, what you'll see when they start coming out is that we're really just sitting down and talking about the impact that gratitude has had on us. And something that I didn't necessarily mention in my video, but one of the things that as we've talked about this challenge has really come to mind is how grateful I am for the honors program. How grateful I am for each member of our staff that works insanely long hours to make things happen for us and for the rest of our students. And for the support that I've gotten. I remember a couple years ago, I found out about a summer research fellowship that I thought would be a good idea. And it just so happened that the application was due like the next week. And it required like 2 letters of recommendation. Like it was a large application. And so I started putting this stuff together. And in one of the letters of recommendation, it asked for a letter from a member of science faculty. And at the time, I had really only had a relationship with my intro to biology professor. And unfortunately, her husband passed away that same day almost that I found out about this opportunity. And so I approached our director, Dr. Shannon Cobbs from Geoscience. And I don't know how she did it because I know her schedule's insanely busy as the rest of ours are. And somehow she pulled it off and got it in. And that really introduced me to some research principles that are really valuable to me even now as I continue research in a little bit different area. But I am so grateful for our staff and the work that they put in. And I think when I meet high school students or prospective students or second year students that haven't had that opportunity or don't know who to go to for advising or haven't just had that direct contact, it's so fun to say, well, you should just be an honors student, and then all of these other things come with it. But yes, we're so excited for the school year. We're very excited for the gratitude challenge. I'm grateful for the opportunity to be here talking about it with you today.
Like Caden said, you know, filming the video was a great opportunity, and I honestly have not been on camera like that since I was probably a junior in high school. So it was like, it's a little nerve-wracking, but it was cool, and I got to talk about a little bit of my experiences, and that also kind of leads into my being grateful for, as Caden said, you know, the staff and then the opportunities that the staff has given me by taking a chance on me. When I was a freshman, I was so shy. I would not talk in class. I was so scared to do anything because I didn't want to like make anybody upset. But then Dawn asked me to co-teach ACAT 1104 with her last year. And I was like, yeah, I don't know. And I took the chance. And then here I am now. I'm a peer advisor. I'm vice president. I'm an intern. I'm co-teaching again, a mentor. I mean, all these social opportunities, especially the honors program, has really helped me break out of my shell, I think. So I'm really grateful for that and the opportunities that I've been given.
That's great. Thank you. So are there, I don't mean to monopolize the time, so I certainly want to kind of open it up to others as well. Yeah, Dawn.
Alex, I just wanted to share a little feature with that homecoming rendezvous. There is a special piece that will just be something that the class, the graduating class of 2002 will be doing at that. We were really sad that when they were sent away early for early spring break, we didn't get to come back to campus because of COVID. We did what was safe and right for our students, but it just left that class without any real closure. And so one thing that really motivated us doing this homecoming rendezvous is it's an opportunity for them to come with their graduating class, hang out, visit, and pick up their honors gifts. And so that's kind of what started this. And then we decided we want the whole community to be a part of this, right? We're just so grateful that we're where we are at. We're able to interact more as individuals, but it's a wonderful feature that just really touches my heart that that class is going to get that opportunity to have some closure and have some celebration with one another.
I think that's one of the things about this gratitude challenge that has sort of blown my mind and has just been really exciting is just how many different events and different activities have sort of grown out of it. For example, the UHP Club over the next couple of weeks, they're going to host letter writing get-togethers. I don't know exactly what we're calling them exactly, but it's an opportunity for students to gather together behind the C-store in the Rendezvous Center and just get together and write letters, and not just write the letters, but also to talk to each other and use it as an opportunity to make those social connections. And so, I mean, I think that's a fantastic thing, and I'm really excited that Caden and Echo have taken the lead on that. And then also we're planning to partner with the Bannock County Commissioners for their 9/11 Remembrance event. So turns out that this year is the 20th anniversary of 9/11, and they have an annual event that they hold to celebrate first responders. And boy, certainly coming out of this past year, first responders have been so essential for us. And so the honors program, the honors club, will be represented there, and one of our students will actually be speaking about their experience as someone who, in some cases, some of our students were not born when 9/11 happened, or were just very little. And so it's sort of speaking about the spirit of America and that spirit of collaboration that sort of came out of the aftermath of that, and sort of some of the things that we're grateful for, even in the midst of that difficult situation. So anyway, some really cool events. I think it's been really fun to see how this has sort of blossomed from there.
Alex, I just wanted to acknowledge also that Alex has made arrangements for this to go beyond just our campus in many ways. You heard a few just now, but he's also reaching out to elementary students. And today I met with one of my incoming students. She's in her first semester here at ISU, and she is so thrilled that she's going to be able to go into a fourth grade classroom and help write letters of gratitude. And she, you know, this is a person who's not totally locked in what she wants to do in the future. And so she thought this would be a neat opportunity to go into a fourth grade classroom and see what that's like.
And if I think what's really cool about this, and Don, this is something that we see with a lot of honors students anyway, is that it was someone in your ACAD 1104 class who came up with that idea originally. So it was actually student led in that respect. Yeah.
I think, Alex, that really highlights another aspect of the honors program. We've talked a little bit about all the opportunities we provide to our students, which are almost innumerable at this point. But at the same time, as honors students, we do really try to give back to our community in all of the ways that we can, like assisting with that breakfast on 9/11. And we're always looking for opportunities to benefit our surroundings, right? Because if the great people just stay on campus and never move anywhere, we haven't really done our job, right? And so I think that's something that with the gratitude challenge, we're getting out and we're seeing these people, and we have all these other reasons to be grateful and spread that with our surrounding community as well as our campus community.
Yeah, that's a great point. And I know that Rake a Difference, the honors program, has done that for many years. And I think, Don, you can correct me on this, but I think it was close to $16,000 that the honors program helped the Pocatello Free Clinic raise last year.
I was so thrilled when we got the total, because we, Cindy Bundy, a PA who volunteers in the clinic, explained to my class last year that for every dollar they raise because of their grants, it gets matched by, through different grants, $8. So it was amazing in a year where medical crises were high because of COVID, that we were able to have the biggest result that we've ever had. And the other community members help with that, but 80 of the Rakers were honor students.
Yeah, that's great. Well, we certainly want to leave time for questions from anyone here or anyone from the audience. So
I have a question. First of all, I want to agree with Lori that when you meet honor students, you're hooked. If you weren't hooked before, they're so personable and they have so many interesting ideas. And I was fortunate enough to be part of the Rake a Difference team that were honor students that were with me. It was so much fun just to get to talk to them. I was wondering, would you talk about some of the other, well, the service requirement for honor students, and then some of the other service projects that you've been involved in?
absolutely. Who would like to take that? Lori, do you want to take it?
Oh, well, I was just a few minutes ago thinking about that. You know, we've talked about the transformative opportunities for students and improving themselves, like Echo talked about, and we've talked about some of the academic and research opportunities and abilities that they come into ISU with. But part of being a member of the honors program and the requirements is we have a civic engagement requirement that they must attend at least one honors event per semester. And that can be just attending a football game with other students, other honor students, and cheering the team and hanging out and socializing. But it's also community service events like Make a Difference and the Gratitude Challenge. And Dawn might know some of these more than I do. But before COVID, we would have events like decorating the veterans home with Christmas decorations. And usually there was singing and jokes and a bunch of fun happening. We've done the Veterans Olympics, which I have not had the opportunity to attend, but I hope we can do that again because that sounds really fun. And some of the students I know in the past have come up with service events. Dawn has been with the program the longest out of all of us, so she might have some stories to tell. And there are just many opportunities for students to suggest events, things like the anti-Valentine's Day party and getting together as a group so that nobody feels alone on Valentine's Day, Thanksgiving parties, celebrating holidays and celebrating events. So it's very much about community within the honors program and expanding that to on campus and in Pocatello and hopefully, you know, all the way to the global level at some point. So really instilling that sense of community and service. Dawn, do you want to talk about any of the events that have happened in the past?
One thing that I love about the first year program that we've developed for students is their first year transition class includes a civic engagement piece that they select. And the things that have been done over the years are just, I think one of my favorite ones was they helped out at St. Vincent de Paul. They helped them organize all the clothing and supplies that were there. And they've helped a lot with My Brother's Keeper. That's where they put on a meal. They help a lot at the food bank. They have done different programs, learning programs and presentations in elementary schools. Oh, one year my whole class decided they wanted to do they usually are in groups of 4 or 5. They all decided they wanted to do it together. And we did like a mock NSO show at the veterans home. It was a hoot. We had the Andrews sisters. We had one of our students who was an MC, and there was an older veteran there that was just really harassing him, and it was hilarious. And they played bingo with them. They got a veteran buddy and played bingo and won prizes. And the students had rounded up those prizes. It just goes on and on, you know, the far reach of it. But the one thing that I think is amazing is the creativity in finding a need in the community.
We did have oh, I'm sorry.
No, you're good. We'll move fast, but some of our community partners in the past, like we mentioned, the Pocatello Free Clinic, the Bannock Youth Foundation, Portneuf River Vision, the city, just kind of all of those organizations that do things have had contact with an honors student at least once.
We did have 3 questions come through through the chat. These I'm going to ask the first 2 kind of together because I think they're similar enough that they can be addressed at the same time. But what are honors classes like was one question. And then are honors classes more difficult than regular classes?
So Echo, do you want to give that a shot from a student's perspective?
Yeah, honors classes, in my experience, I think they're a little bit more involved. You know, like ACAD 1104, we had to come up with our service project and put that on ourselves. Like my group went, and it was kind of like a mini Make a Difference. We just kind of went around and handed out flyers and cleaned up people's yards for 2 afternoons. And then like the more science involved classes or math classes, I think, in my opinion, they're a little bit more difficult. I think a lot of the professors assume that you've taken that class before and that's your second time. And so they like, everybody's taken calculus before, right? Okay, we're just gonna jump right in. And it always is like, oh wow, okay. But I mean, that's the kind of cool thing I think about honors classes is you're really never bored, because it's always something. So I like the honors classes. I think it's very worth it.
I think there definitely is an element of difficulty that gets involved when you ask for more of any student, regardless of who they are. But at the same time, the opportunity level is also higher. In a chemistry lab, instead of taking a final, our final was we would each put together a different chemistry demonstration. So a visual chemical reaction that would happen in front of us. In our last day of class, we all just presented all of these really cool chemical reactions that normally you wouldn't see in a normal undergraduate general chemistry class, just because they may not be part of the curriculum of what is normal general chemistry.
Thank you. I know we're a little over time already, but I want to ask this question. So someone explains that they've got a bright child in high school. How do you go about getting accepted into the honors program?
Probably one of the staff, yeah, Lori or Don or Miriam.
I would say Lori is the admissions guru. She's the one who really oversees that in our program. So I think she should share that.
Yeah, so I do oversee the applications that come into the honors program, and you can view all of this on the website at isu.edu/honors and look for the how to apply. But we do have some standards. You can apply and be accepted with a GPA of 3.6 or an ACT score greater than 25 or an SAT score greater than 1200. We do require a letter of recommendation from an academic, somebody in your school, and that's pretty much it. The student has to write a personal statement talking about why they want to be in the honors program and how they think it will help them in their career and at university. And we have a priority deadline of December 15th, and those applications get looked at first. And then we have a deadline for scholarship applications at February 15th, which matches ISU's application deadline. So really, it's just submitting that online application and a letter of recommendation and the personal statement.
Great, thank you. Well, I think we can kick it back to Patty. I think you're on mute though, Patty.
Thank you. Want to thank everybody who participated. It's so interesting and so exciting to think about the things that are coming up this year involving the honors program. I just want to take also a minute to mention that there's going to be a book, because as the Alumni Association is partnering with the honors program and with the athletic department and with other colleges, it turns out, on the campus also, there's going to be a book put together called Orange, Black, and Thankful, stories from ISU's Gratitude Challenge, and also stories, we hope, from alumni all over. We invite alumni to think about your days at ISU. ISU obviously has impacted your life. And so I'm sure we're all grateful in so many ways to specific faculty, to friends, to situations or programs or experiences that we had at ISU. So we invite everyone to go on to the ISU alumni website, and there is a place right there that you can click on and submit a story. We're hoping very much to get stories from alumni so that these can be put together in a book that we can share. We thank everyone again for participating, for taking your time and participating in this and letting us know more about the honors program. So thank you for everyone.
Yeah, this was awesome. Thank you.
Thanks for inviting us. Thank you.